That's not the right button. I fucked it up. Pretend that didn't happen. Hi. Hi. Did your heart skip a beat? Do you feel the walls closing in? Does the chill running down your spine drive you mad? It's no haunting, no trick of light, no omen nor sign. It's the devil on your shoulder, in your ear, and on your screen. I'm your part-time pilot, part-time VTuber, full-time tool, Zett Asteria, here to take your breath away. It is a miracle. It is an actual genuine miracle. I did that without any scuff for debut. Like, truly, genuinely. The fact that I did not flub that phenomenally on debut is, it is nothing. The fact that, anyway, hi, growthy, hi. The fact that went off, the fact that debut went off kind of without a hitch is kind of baffling to me. Like, that really was, the stars aligned before being detonated? Yeah, they did. The fact that it really is so crazy to me. It was such a miracle. Anyway, hello, welcome back to my very first post-debut stream, where, as you can tell, nothing's really changed. It's still the exact same. Still scuffed. I was still in bed 10 minutes before I hit start streaming. Nothing changes. Nothing ever changes out here. But debut's over now. Jesus, that was like, it was like, if I'm being real, it's been like a year of stress at this point, but then it was like a month of more intense stress and worrying, and then like 2 weeks of super intense fucking working, and then the last 6 days of just nightmare crunching to try and work things out, which is, again, a miracle. It's a miracle everything was right. It's a miracle that the only thing I had to cut from the debut was a cover song. Because, man, I didn't think I was gonna have the fucking ebook ready in time. Like, that's, like, the ebook, I was working on the ebook. I was working on that release, like, 5 hours before debut started. I had to stop working on the ebook so I could make the teaser short to put in front of it. That's how close down to the fucking wire it came. Like, and I was panicking too. The ebook actually had me panicking so bad because I could not get the formatting to work. I could not get the formatting right. I like tried looking stuff up. I tried looking up how it worked. Nothing worked properly. Like, I kept, and the thing that wound up being the issue is I was writing the ebook on Google Docs, because that's where, I know, terrible, I really should keep it stored locally, but, you know, it's just more convenient when I'm at, like, work, so I can work on it there. But it's like, I was working on the ebook through there, and Google Docs literally has an option to export as an EPUB file, and in my head I was like, oh, perfect, I'll just export as that. No! Fuck no! It was completely fucked. The Google Docs export as EPUB function breaks everything. It completely broke the formatting. What I wound up having to do, I had to export it as a docx file, and then I had to put it into a program called Calibre, which I actually just use normally for, you know, putting my EPUBs on my Kobo e-reader. But that's what I had to use, and I just had to put it in there and mess around with it. And that wasn't even the end of it, because then I'd go in and I'd go literally the last hour, not the last hour, for like the last 2 hours of work, I'll call it, that I spent working on the ebook was just spent like loading the docx file, converting it to an EPUB file, sending that EPUB, you know, connecting my e-reader to my computer, sending the EPUB file onto it, opening it, and finding some minor fucking error or formatting mistake, and then having to go back and start the whole process over again. I had to go back into the fucking my Google Doc, fix the formatting issues, export it as a docx file, convert the docx to an EPUB, send the EPUB back to my fucking e-reader, then open it up and find another random formatting error that I just had to go fix again. It was so tedious and awful. War and hate on the computer. It was war and hate on the computer, and it worked. It worked out. I can't believe it worked out. I can't believe the only minor issue with the EPUB was that, you know, the only issue with the ebook was that the illustrations are kind of smushed if you're on a small e-reader. Like, that's the only thing that kind of is leaving me unsatisfied. Is it's a miracle, honestly. Nothing short. But anyway, hello everyone. How's everyone's Sunday going? How is this beautiful Sunday going for everyone? I'll say right now, it's not going good for me, because I feel like I feel like I posted about it on Twitter. Yeah, I got fucking scared. I went out, right? I went out today. I spent a lot of time outside today, like walking around. Could be better. I hope it gets better. I do hope it gets better. And if it doesn't, I hope at least you can go to bed and have the day end. You know, give it. What that elephant meme, the FF14 elephant meme? Just fuck it. If it's a bad day, sometimes you just say fuck it. Let tomorrow be better. I do that a lot of the time. Sometimes if I'm having a really bad day and I don't like have to go to work immediately, I will just take some fucking sleeping pills and like pass out. It's probably not a good thing to do. It's probably a really bad kind of coping mechanism, but it's like, I don't care, right? If I'm miserable and I'm just not having it, and there is nothing I have to look forward in the day, I'll fucking take whatever I can. I'll take a melatonin, I'll take magnesium, I'll fucking chug some chamomile, I'll pop a fucking edible, whatever it takes to get me in bed and unconscious, I'll do it. Just finished watching some Coco Melon. Life is good. I'm so glad. I can't believe you like Coco Melon, but not the 6-7. Jack, can we get some 6-7s in chat? Can we get some 6-7s in chat? I posted in the Discord. This emote only fucking exists. Did I talk about it yesterday? I can't remember what happened yesterday, if I'm being honest. I genuinely don't remember what happened yesterday. Kind of. I did? Okay, good. Yesterday is like a blur for me. Like, I was running on so much adrenaline yesterday that when I finally ended debut, like when I finally hit end stream, I crashed. Like, my plan was to go about hammering it real quick. I hammered it real quick because Baki got annoyed about it in the Discord. He got annoyed about something else I sent, and I was like, I could probably do something really funny right now. I could probably do something really funny in like 30 minutes. And then in like 30 minutes I did. I made that. But yeah, no, I really thought I'd have the energy to like go get dinner yesterday after my stream. Like, I was like, even if everything's closed, I'll just go to Denny's or something, right? No, I could barely make it. I barely brushed my teeth last night. I was so tired. And honestly, it feels kind of real to say that, you know, but it's fine. You know what? Debut's over. That was the most stressful fucking day of my life, though. That was the most stressful. I've had like important interviews that were less stressful than that. I had my when I graduated university, I had to get interviewed by a bunch of my fucking professors, and like they would determine if I could graduate. That shit was less stressful than getting ready for debut yesterday. Quite freaking frankly. Oh, but it's over now, and now we get to sit here and talk about it. So hi. More judgmental than corporate interview guy? You guys are. You're not in a bad way, but like in a I really want to do well by y'all, kind of in that kind of way, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna. Oh, that was loud. I didn't realize how loud I was. I kind of overcompensated. I feel like I've been very quiet on Twitch streams recently, and so I've been trying to project, and I feel like it's been going too far, and now I'm too loud. But I feel like it's better to be too loud than too quiet, right? Because if you're too loud, there's just a volume bar you can turn down, but if I'm too quiet, it's like, then you gotta mess with your system volume, and I feel like that's annoying, because like my system volume is set very specifically, right? I keep my system volume at 10 out of 100. And, you know, that's it. That's where I keep it. I don't let it go anywhere else. And so I, like, you know, that's just where it stays. And if I have to change it because someone's stream is too quiet, I get kind of annoyed, because then it's like I have to turn down the sliders on anything else I watch. You know? A little annoying. Anyway, yes, I'm like I said, I did just kind of roll out of bed here, but I was out a bunch of today, and I decided to get my special post-debut dinner today, right? And I just got lunch at this fancy Thai place near me. And I'm so pissed off because the food, it wound up being like almost $50 for my food. The place was so fucking overpriced. The wait staff was so like, I don't want to call, I feel like they weren't rude, but they were so like blunt. Like they just walk up like, and they like, I don't know. It felt like I was getting judged for being a solo diner, which like is just how I go about things. You know, I am a solo diner at heart. I like going out eating places alone. You know, hi Gran. Also, did I say hi to everyone? Hi Mysterio, hi Baki, hi Cruelty, hi Gran. But I felt like I was getting judged, and like, you know, they didn't give me utensils either. Like I had to call, like they just brought me my food with no utensils, and I was like, I'm obviously not supposed to eat this with my fucking hands. Can I get some, like I had to wave down my waiter, like, can I please have like just a fork and knife or something? It was really weird. And then at the end, they like double charged me for my food. Like they charged me $3 extra for my food than they were supposed to. Also, they fucking randomly slipped in when I ordered my food. The guy like, oh, do you want rice with that? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll take rice with that. Assuming like the rice came with the meal. And then I got my receipt at the end of the night and they charged me $3 for the fucking rice. I was like, what? This is fucking rice. What do you mean you charged $3 for fucking rice? This is rice. Why? What do you mean it doesn't come with the meal? Why wouldn't? What the fuck? I was so pissed off at that. It feels like highway rough because it was already. I already paid $28 for my fucking main, and then like $6 for my drink. It was already really expensive, and then it got pushed over to $40. And then when they rang me up, I saw on my phone, I got an alert saying like, oh, you've been charged $44, even though the receipt only said 41. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw another thing pop up for $41. So I was like, did they just try to overcharge me and realize it wouldn't work, or did I just get charged? So now I have to sit here for 3 days, wait and see if they're going to issue a refund for that 44. Otherwise I gotta file a fucking fraud charge on my credit card, which is never fun. I hate dealing with Visa, but that was a miserable fucking time. That was an awful meal. I mean, the meal wasn't awful, but it was like this really small fucking steak that was like super overcooked. And I was like, I did get shutted so hard. I'm really upset about it. But other than that, I went around, I picked up some library books. I've actually been reading. I've been reading for a while now a book called The Terror by Dan Simmons, which is really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's just fucking massive is my issue. The book is so fucking massive. Like it's just about 750 pages, but they're big fucking pages, right? Like they are like, I've had books where it's like the pages are big but the words are also big, or like the words are like centered and there's a lot of space on the edges. There is no fucking space. There is no goddamn space in between the words on this book. It is great. Every single page packed to the absolute fucking brim. How many words are in this book? Really, this book is only, interesting. Apparently it's only 196,000 words, which feels like less than it should be. I would have thought it'd be more, but whatever. Anyway, I picked up, I had 2 different books go up on hold at the same time today, so I picked up my copy of Hyperion, also by Dan Simmons. And then I put a hold on a book called Kushal's Dart, which I don't really know what it is. But I remember I was watching a Nimmy Nightmare stream and she mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I'll put that on. Whenever I just hear a book mentioned by somebody, I'm like, yeah, I'll put a hold on that at my library. Because most popular books I have to wait like a month to even get. Like I've got one book that I'm pretty sure I'm not even gonna get to read this year that I put on hold because there's just so many people putting holds on it. War and Peace, all 1,200 pages. War and Peace is the goal someday. That's like, I gotta build up to that though. I gotta read some books that are just 1,000 pages long, you know? You gotta brave the waters carefully with long books. But anyway, I pulled up my debut stream. Let me actually pull it up properly. Pull up a window capture, pull up the debut stream. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this window a bit. Y'all don't have to look at my recommended page. And I kind of just want this in the corner. Jesus, there's like... It's really hard to see right now because the sun is shining sort of like directly in my fucking face. Here we go, okay. I've got the debut stream pulled up. I am just going to Final Boss of Reading is it allowed house revamp fanfic. Final Boss of Reading isn't the longest piece of fiction ever written, like Super Smash Bros. Fanfiction. Isn't that... Or is it different now? Has something else like usurped it? I remember that for a long time was like, oh yeah, the longest written piece of... longest written media in history is a fucking Super Smash Bros. Fic. Loud House fanfic is much longer. Really? Wow, that's crazy. I feel old. It used to be Super Smash Bros. Anyway. Okay. So, right off the bat, I want to talk about the intro thing, which I actually have here. Like, I can just play it. See?
Ugh. Honestly,
yeah.
Who the hell sticks old
this thing? I'm gonna lower the volume on it. I recorded this. I think this was the last thing I did for debut, which is funny because it's the very first thing you see. No, you know what? I think it was second to last thing. And I was really wondering, like, I knew from the start I wanted to do the bit of getting stuck in the ceiling and getting pulled down. I knew that was, like, how I wanted to introduce the model. But I wasn't sure how I was gonna do it. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm gonna be under the desk, and I was sitting there like spitballing, like kind of just wiggling back and forth, like, geez, oh, what's this button do? Oh, who put this pipe bomb here? Blah blah blah, you know. And oh, there's an eject button. I wonder what that does. And I wasn't sure what to do with it, and it basically just amounted to like 10 minutes of me fucking spitballing random bullshit until I finally had something I really felt confident in. Which was that, and then then I had a, like, generic, just literally just a black square that I covered the screen with that I applied some transformation stuff to make disappear. Clint, was there Zett Asteria on your desk? Shut up, shut up, shut up! Anyway, yes, there's that, and then obviously the starting bit being up in the roof. This actually did cause some issues for me. I had to deal with some weird bullshit with this, because when I went to set this up, after, like, when I went to test this, that is when, like, this function broke. Oh, it's kind of breaking. Is it just breaking because of the window capture now? I don't know what's causing it to, you can see it's, like, jittering. It was jittering yesterday too, except it was jittering like super violently side to side. Like it was like shaking instead of smooth zooming. And I was really confused. I was like, what the fuck is this is like, I can't have this. And, you know, for the full disclosure, I rehearsed my debut. Like, I spent probably about 2 or so hours just basically rehearsing my debut, rehearsing what I was gonna do, all the beats I was gonna hit, everything I was gonna talk about, the kind of order I was gonna do things in. And I'm really glad I did, because it made me realize, like, oh wow, a bunch of stuff doesn't work right. I can go and fix it though. You know, I can, oh, this doesn't work, let me go fix it here, let me fix this, blah blah blah. And in the end, it all wound up working, but I'm very glad I did that. And yeah, this bit, you know, I'll be 100% real. I have had, can I re-debut but freestyle it? No. I've had, oh yeah, I actually have one other thing. I forgot to show this yesterday. I posted it on Twitter in the Discord, but if you haven't seen it, my ref sheet. Hi. Hey. Whoa, look at me. Oh my god, can I like go in between my legs? Can I go in between my own legs? Hi. Ha. Ha. Oh, thigh gap. Oh, look at me. I'm down in between my thigh gap. Wow. But yes, this is the ref sheet Big Boo did for me. Do I have, like, a clear reference point of when I got this? I'm not sure. Let me check. Let me check our DMs. I know at least it was September. I got, when was it? No, it was August, like early August of last year. I got my finished model, because I know it was then, because I got the finished model at Otakon while I was eating breakfast. I was eating breakfast at Otakon with Stella and turnip, and we were sitting there, and I got an alert on my phone, like, DM from Big Boo, here's the finished model, what do you think? And I was like, right now? Right now, while I'm stuffing my face with carbs to not have to eat for the rest of the day? And I was really excited. And yeah, that was ages ago. The actual full ref sheet, though, oh my god, the full ref sheet I received, the full ref sheet I got in fucking February of last year, so it has been over a year. It's been a year and like 2 months since I got this redesign done, which is crazy. I've had to hold off. Do you have any idea how much I wanted to show this fucking thing? It's been driving me actually insane. I've been losing my shit just sitting on this because it looks so good. It looks so good. And it's like, I've sent it to people. I've been using this for commissions. And also, if people have DM'd me too, being like, hey, do you have a reference sheet or something I can use to draw you? And I'd send them this and be like, hey, here you go. Just please don't post anywhere because it's technically, this redesign technically isn't public. It does look great. Yeah. The nails are actually, the nails were actually referenced. I literally painted my own nails to send as reference for, which I feel like I really like. But yeah, my hair's purple now. Wow, can you believe it? Purple? Thank you, Stella Fos, for like drawing me purple one time and changing my brain chemistry on it. Kind of really hit hard. And then of course, the stomach here. Like I said, the diamond is gone, but instead I've got this sort of semi-transparent mesh that I thought looked really good. You know, the coat comes off and you can see my noodle arms that you can grab. It was always purple, you can't convince you. It was indigo, okay? The color was indigo. And now it's just more purple towards the bottom, which makes more sense for me. I think it looks good, you know, but yes. But my point was, because I've had the model sheet for so long, it's been in my head for so long, I did not expect people to make comments about the feet. I was kind of like, yeah, this is totally normal. They're just gonna like pull. I did not expect 2 full pages of the chat to just be people screaming feet. I really didn't see that one coming. I suppose that's on me for expecting better of you, but I've kind of just hit the point where I was like, yeah, it's just normal. It's just normal. That's just the feet. But yeah. Okay, Baki, that's not even true. You can literally, let's pull up the image. Baki, who's that right there posting the sniffa emote on here? Who's that posting the sniff emote? What's that name say? What's that name say? Something the monkey? I can't quite read that. I can't quite, who was posting the sniffa emote on my feet? Who was posting that? That was a misinput. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Anyway, I'll move on. There was obviously the bit of just pulling me down to reveal the model, which was a fun, silly bit. I talked about how this, the zoom in, like, broke right before stream started. And then, oh yeah, then there was the alarm bit, which I still have here. Cover your ears if you're sensitive to the sound of it, but yeah. This also I made, I might have, did I make it the night before? I don't remember if I made it the night before or the morning of, but I know it was one of the last things I made. Literally just, it's a slideshow. It's a slideshow that cycles between 2 different images and plays the alarm SFX I downloaded. Just some random free SFX I got. Which transitions us, of course, into this. Wow, it's the debut shooter. So this was kind of, yeah, car alarm, yeah, it feels like it. This was really fun to make, actually. It was very tricky to make, but here, I'll re-enable everything. So this is 100% built in Discord. the transition, the transition's like the only part I haven't credited super publicly, because transition I literally just bought off a shop. But like I said yesterday, I just last minute I realized the transition I'd made, where it wasn't really up to the quality I wanted it to be, and I didn't have time to fully remake it, so I was just like, I'm just gonna buy it. So I paid $7 for that stinger off a shop. I have a custom stinger that'll be ready eventually, hopefully soon, but yeah. But yeah, when I was making this, yeah, the gunner seat of my fully fucking operational battle station, yes. So like I was saying, this is 100% just OBS assets. This is entirely stuff that is within OBS. Originally, I tried... Excuse me. Yawny, sorry. I've been awake all day. Originally, I tried making this scene in... Actually, I tried making this in RPG Maker. And my plan was to make it an actual game, but I realized RPG Maker, the way it works, having full JPEGs display is kind of really fucking difficult, at least on the version I have. Displaying full JPEGs is super difficult, and I kind of just realized it feels like it's going to take just as long to do it in RPG Maker as it will to just build it into OBS. And there was some complications with building it into OBS, like with triggers and stuff. So basically every single, first of all, there's the crosshair, which is just a PNG. Like if I pull it too far to the side, it just disappears. It's just missing. This is like a 5,000 by 5,000 PNG that I made that, I just figured wouldn't show up. And then it's got a separate group connected to it that it plays, when I trigger it, it plays the explosion sound effect. And then once again, that is a slideshow. That is a slideshow of a free pixel explosion pack I downloaded. That's just playing really, really fast, Which I think is pretty cool. But yes, it's just so but it was kind of annoying because it meant if I accidentally dragged around the crosshair without its group, the explosion was just completely off center, not where it was supposed to be, so it wouldn't hit its mark. So that was kind of annoying. Also, excuse me, I'm taking a sip of tea. And then all the stars, about a week, this was kind of the part that was kind of stressing me out because I wasn't sure. The guy with the remote that clicks through slideshow when I shoot. Yeah, exactly. It's the Zett Asteria stream creature sitting under my desk, He's down there, just hanging out. You guys can't see him though. But yeah, this was... So each star... I wanted to make sure... The process of asking... I basically just asked a bunch of my friends, hey, do you want to send in a cameo for this? And I'll feature you on the stream. And a bunch of them were like, yeah. And so we did this. But I did that after... I wanted first to make sure I could feasibly build the scene. I didn't want to ask for the cameos and then realize, oh wait, I actually can't make this. This isn't something you can actually do in OBS. But it was. I think it probably took me 3 hours of messing around to build this scene, more or less to completion. The most complicated part, this is nothing. This is just moving PNGs and overlays. My little window down here, it's just a bunch of random stuff, my model, my background, and then the model, it looks like this because it's got a bunch of filters on it. So I've got a color correction filter, then I've got a filter that adds a CRT effect, and a filter that kind of just adds this kind of orange glow to it. And if I disable both of them, look, I'm just normal old Zett down here, and the same is applied to my background. It's just color correcting to make it look kind of green, and then a CRT and a color filter for warmth. But yeah, it's completely... This was all just adding filters onto stuff. The really complicated part was making the videos play. So each of the... Let's start with first of all, the thing with the videos, I had not seen a single one of the videos until debut. I told everyone, and it seemed like everyone kept... I've lost my green filter, Colonel, I've lost my green filter, Colonel. But everyone, I said very clearly when I asked, hey, just so you know, I'm not gonna watch this. until debut. And it, like, everyone ended up asking, so does this look good? Does this, is this like what you want? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it. If it is, great. If it's not, you can send me a replacement until like Saturday morning. I probably could have done it later than that, but I was like, oh God. It was like, it feels like if it's any later than this, it's gonna cut into rehearsals and stuff. But yeah. So each of these, we'll start with Stella's. So there's, we'll just pull up Zella's. Hi Stella, I'm gonna pause you. Where are you? I'm gonna pause you. So this is multiple different elements happening at once. First of all, there's the sound effect, there's the square that surrounds it, and then there's the video itself, which has, again, it's just got a CRT filter over it to kind of give it a mechanical look. The complicated part comes with the filters I put over it. Because each folder has a bunch. I really abused the absolute fuck out of the Move plugin for this. So each video is timed so that, let me see if I can pull this up. So there's multiple different filters that all kind of have to trigger simultaneously. And it was giving me so much trouble because it would break. If I messed with a single setting on these things, it would completely break everything. And it was driving me insane because it was like stuff was breaking the day of, and I had to fix it. And it wasn't even possible to fix everything. Like, you may notice, like, all of these kind of, they all kind of pop up normally, except for the orphanage. Except for the orphanage, which just pops up because I could not get the orphanage to work. It's the craziest, the one fucking gag thing I had, the one fucking orphanage gag thing, and it would not work. It refused to pop open correctly. If it popped open, the big issue I was having with the orphanage is, for whatever reason, whenever it would like trigger and pop open, the fire of the orphanage, the fire effect is separate from everything else, right? It's a separate GIF. And it would trigger separately. It wouldn't trigger in time with the rest of it, and it would re-trigger. Like, after the window had closed, it would pop back up like 2 seconds later, and I could not figure out what was causing it, so I just wound up having to completely remove all the filters and just have it pop up like this, which, admittedly, this is the one that was just like a stupid fucking gag I threw in as like, filler, but bunched up all the same format as the cameos. That's what I did. All the cameos just use a copy of the same filter format, but it still wasn't working consistently. It was still like random differences in details. Also just the move, like I had to get the position of each item for each step for it to blow up like it did. And when I did that, it would sometimes just not get the position properly. It was really specific. If I was selecting the wrong element, like the wrong source, while I got the position of something, it would completely break the entire scene. And even if I Control Z, did a Control Z and went back, it would break it even more. And it was driving me insane. It took me probably 2 days of working on and off on this to get everything working. And even then, like I said, it was breaking right up to the last second. Filters. Well, all the filters, luckily the filters were pretty reusable. Like, the filters were very luckily, like, I could duplicate the folders that had all the filters on them, and then I just had to re-add all the individual sources. Because if I didn't because these were mostly media sources, I couldn't just copy and duplicate them. I had to add them from scratch. So that was kind of an annoying thing. Fillers like did you have fillers for the other ones if there wasn't any? No. The orphanage was literally the only filler I picked. And then everything else was just like, I added it as it came in. So, like, what's it called? If I basically waited for people to say, are you going to be available for this? And then that's off key, whatever. But I basically waited. I asked, I asked Cordelia, I asked Stella, I asked Rin, I asked Ame, and then that was it. And then when I had all their stuff, I was like, this could use a little more. So I just added the Burning Orphanage as a filler. There were no other. I considered doing other fillers, but I thought it would get kind of tiring. I thought the bit would drag on a bit too much if I did have like 3 other fillers. Like, it just felt like it would drag on too much. And also, especially when I was having so much trouble getting the one filler to work properly, I was just like, I can't do this. This is gonna drive me nuts. And yeah, 5 was a good number. 5 was a good number. That was kind of like, I could do it in between the debut slides and everything. But yeah, and so my reaction to all the videos on stream was me seeing them for the first time, which I'm really happy I managed to do. I got spoiled on some of them a little bit, like watching, just reviewing things, but yeah. And then there's, of course, the I didn't realize this was the bitrate killer here. I didn't realize I was dealing with the fucking bitrate killer, but I was. This scrolling text was very much so a last minute addition, where I was just like, I feel like there needs to be something when I get here to like kind of cause some minor chaos. And so I way overcomplicated it. Honestly, it's actually kind of funny. Their OBS just has an effect filter called scroll that basically just makes stuff scroll like this. And I was sitting here like trying to use, yeah, it makes it soup pixels, yeah. But I was sitting here trying to use the move filter to make it like shoot up. And, it wasn't working properly. It wasn't doing what I wanted. And then eventually I realized, oh, there's just a scroll filter. The only issue is the speed of the scroll only goes up to 500%, which was not fast enough. 500% was not fast enough for what I wanted the scroll speed to be. So I had to add 3 scroll filters on top of the original like source to make it go as fast as I wanted, because I didn't want it to be legible. Like if you pause it, you can read it, but I did not want it to be like you can read it in the middle of a stream. I wanted it to just be fucking chaotic nonsense that was scrolling by, so that I could go with the excuse of like, I don't know what the fuck this says. I really wanted that. And then everything else here is basically just copied from, some of these did have a random issue.
Hey, Zett,
like some
Cornelia
also
here. What the fuck was just
yeah
that?
So like for whatever reason, some of these I was able to, where if I just triggered, like for Stella's cameo, if I just triggered the full group, it would automatically run through all the filters it had to run through, do all the move filters, trigger everything in time. But then, like Ame, like it worked for Stella and Rin, but then Ame and Cordelia, it didn't work for some reason. And I couldn't figure out why, and I kind of just, again, I was running way up on the clock. It was like right before fucking debut for some of this, and it was driving me nuts. And I was sitting there like, all right, it works if I enable the source, then just enable the video. It works. So that's just what I did. I was duct taping it. No, this was absolutely like, for as much as things worked out during stream, I was really concerned they weren't going to, because things were not working before stream. Excuse me, I'm actually drinking the same tea I had on debut yesterday. It's still sitting, this imported pu'er tea, like I said, that I spent so much money on. You can steep this shit like multiple times. Like, this is the exact same tea I was drinking yesterday that I've just been re-steeping for like the full day. Just gotta add time, Yes, the show must go on. So we're going to move on from this. We're going to go back to my room over here, my new room. Also, for whatever reason, I noticed the audio doesn't play with my stinger, which it's supposed to. Oh, no, okay. For whatever reason, the instructions for it said it's supposed to put it as monitor only and not as output, which is weird, because why have the sound at all if it's going to output? Talk about the peanut butter and pickle thing I mentioned. What about the peanut butter? It was my post-debut meal. Listen, it's impossible to explain. It is impossible to justify. Get 2 pieces of bread, slather 2 tablespoons of peanut butter on it, and then lay down 2 slices of like I use like the Vlasic stackers, because they're like the perfect size. If you don't have it, just thinly slice a pickle and layer it over the fucking peanut butter. It's just a good sandwich. It's fucked up. Listen, okay, for the record, it's only a thing I started eating very recently, but I had been exposed to it for a long time. Like, I was exposed to it at first some indeterminate amount of time ago, and I just forgot about it. And then I was exposed to it again reading a book. I think I was reading a Kinsey Malone novel, which is a mystery serial. And in one of those books, the main character mentions going home and eating a peanut butter and pickle sandwich. And I remember I did not immediately, like you guys right now are reacting with really bad revulsion, but I didn't. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I must have seen it somewhere else. I must have seen it in some other capacity to where I was not immediately put off by it. But at that point, I kind of just put it to the back of my mind. And then like a week ago, I watched a video by the Best in Jest where they like had a peanut butter pickle sandwich. And I was like, oh shit, that's right. And they said it was like kind of good. And so I went and tried it that same day. And yeah, it's good. It's you wouldn't think it is. You would not think it. It seems insane, but it is genuinely pretty good. Like, you don't really taste the pickle that much. It kind of gives just enough of a sour kick. And then it gives like a nice crunch to the sandwich that you wouldn't get otherwise. You'd just be biting through mush. It's nice. It's real. I think I'm gonna eat another one after stream, honestly. I think I'll have it be my dinner before I go to work. We'll be done by then. That's fine. I don't expect to convert. I do not expect to convert anybody. Okay? I do not expect anyone to take my word for this. You can just chalk it up to some weird Zett Asteriaism. It's fine. Anyway, moving on from the video. Then there was, of course, the debut slides, which I have here. Once again, this is just a slideshow I made. I actually made this on stream. Let me shrink this down a bit. This is actually... I wonder if anyone remembers this. This was actually the format I originally published the Journal of Dr. Anthony Clements in. This was way before I finished it, when I was only like 5,000 words in, maybe. I decided to publish a little teaser of it. That was just like, here's just a little teaser of what it's going to look like. And it was published looking like this. Like, it had, you know, I basically repurposed that original publication to make my debut slides and to just have all this, you know? Which is why the format's kind of weird in places. But yeah. And obviously, the date of birth, that's supposed to just be 1998. I was not born in the fucking 1800s. I'm not 100 years old. Or am I? I might be. Logo being the... Yeah, the logo is the old sub-badge logo. That's where it came from. I made it. The, as is within the lore of the book, the Planetary Defense Station. The PDS, yeah. That was the old sub badge, and then I changed it to actually be something that people would recognize. Nearly 30 is worse. Whatever, man. Whatever, man. Whatever. You'll be here too one day. You won't be young forever. You'll get to late 20s one day soon, and then your back will start to hurt, and you'll get headaches and motion sickness that isn't actually from age, but is from mold in your headphones. Excuse me. Here, let me. Eyes. We'll go two-eyed Zett for a bit here. But yeah, this was made. I actually realized once again a complete last-minute thing is that I realized I did not have a section about the fan mascot, and I was like, oh fuck! And this was super last minute. This was like, this was the last thing I did. This was like 2 hours before debut. I realized this was missing, and I had to go and just add it in. And I was like freaking out, like, oh my god, I gotta fucking make this shit super fast. And luckily it came out fine, you know? But yeah, it was rough. It was rough. And then there's all the credits for everyone who worked on it. I'm going to re-give a really big shout out to Lala, the animator for the intro. I can finally tell this story because I couldn't tell this. I exclusively vented about this to Stella for like a month straight because I was like freaking out about it. the day after I announced my debut, like the day after I said the day after the karaoke stream where I announced debut, I got a DM, or I actually DM'd the original animator, who I'm not going to name. I'm not trying to out them, I'm just venting, but I DM'd the original animator who I'd commissioned them all the way back in January, and I was like, okay, you've got like 4 months to do this. I believe in you. You know, this is plenty of time to do an animation. And I got a DM from them, and I hadn't really been, like, I'd been very hands-off with them. I did have time to make the 6-7 GIF, yeah. That was literally an hour before stream. I was like, yeah, I can make this in 30 minutes, and I did. It was such a fucking waste of time. The actual last thing I made was the 6-7 GIF, yeah. But the day after I announced, debut, I DM'd the animator to be like, hey, how's things going? Just checking in. Because I'd been very hands-off. I'd been very much so, like, for a long time, I've held the opinion that, like, I'm commissioning someone because I want their work, so I don't need to be super hands-on, except in, like, cases of the background. I was very hands-on with that. But, I basically had been very hands-off. I'd ask for, like, once a month, I'd basically go in for an update, because I was like, yeah, they must be working really hard. And so I DM'd them, like, hey, how's it been going since the last update? And the last time they sent it to me, they had done, like, all the lines except for the hair. And I was like, hey, yeah, so what's progress? And they're like, oh, yeah, I'll send you an update tomorrow. And I was like, awesome, sounds good. You must be really close to being done. Then I get a DM the next day of them saying, hey, listen. And I'm like, I open our DMs, and there is a fucking paragraph, and I'm immediately like, I'm immediately fucking panicking, like starting to sweat, like, why is there a fucking paragraph, and why is there a fucking essay in my DMs, dude? What the fuck? And I read it, they're basically like, hey, listen, I've never done an animation before, so I kind of underestimated both how long this would take and how much work it would be. So, if you want me to finish this, I'm gonna have to increase the price by an amount, and also I'm not gonna make the original deadline anymore. No refunds, but if you decide you don't want to pay the extra, I'll give you a free illustration. I was sitting there like, and I just DM'd them like, no, no. Give me my fucking, are you out of your fucking mind? Like, no, give me my fucking refund. What that is a deadline. That is a deadline. I have shit writing on that deadline. I need my refund so I can go get somebody else to do this shit. Are you crazy? And it's like, in fairness, right? If they'd just asked me to pay more, I would have said yes, is the thing. Because I paid very little for the animation initially. Like, it was very fucking low cost. So if they'd come to me and be like, hey, listen, this is way more work than I thought I was going to need. I need you to pay double the original price. I would have been like, yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll do that. No problem. If they'd come to me and said, I need you to pay triple the original price, I would have been like, yeah, you know what? That's totally fair. I'll pay triple. I wound up paying triple anyway. The replacement commission I got wound up costing about triple the original price. So I would have been fine with that. If they'd said they needed quadruple, 4 times the original price, I would have been like hesitant, but I would have been like, you know what? If that's what it takes to meet the deadline, fine. I'm too deep in it at this point. They asked for 5 times the original price, plus not meeting the deadline. And I was just like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you didn't know what you were getting into, but I kind of have my own shit I have to do here, so I need that refund so I can immediately go find somebody else to do this. And then I found Lala, and she guaranteed, like, she set the deadline, and I was really fucking scared through the whole thing, because she had other commissions she was working on. She was like, yeah, it'll only take me like 5 or 6 days to do. And I think she started working on it Sunday. Like last Sunday, a week ago, and I was so fucking scared. And no, she delivered it like with 2 days to spare, and I was so happy. It looks so good. I did get the refund. I was just like, hey, like, I didn't say it. I didn't, like, I was like, I knew if I was pushed to it, I could just fucking report them to VGen, because like that's not something you're allowed to do. I didn't want to do that though. I was like, hey, listen, I get where you're coming from, but I need that refund. I don't need an illustration right now. This was for a deadline that has a lot of other things involved with it, so I need that refund so I can go find a replacement. Like, this is on you. This is entirely on you that you did not know what you were getting into, and I feel really bad for you, but like, you need to take responsibility for this and just cancel the commission and give me my fucking money back. And they did. They sent me a DM that was like, yeah, okay, sorry. I sent you a refund except for the fee VGen took, which I was like, you know what, fine. They did a lot of work. They had done up to like rough lines, so I was like, you know what, fine, that's fine. You did some of the work. It's whatever. And yeah. Thank you again, Lala, for literally saving the debut. I don't know what the fuck I would have done if I was like, after I got that DM, I like DM'd like 5 different people asking like, hey, could you do this in 1 month? And it was just I was so fucking panicked, and I'm so glad I got it. But I'm sipping tea because just talking about this and making me stress the fuck out. I'm stressing the fuck out just talking about this, dude. Oh, but yeah, that was that. And then what else happened on the debut? What else I kind of just went through all my likes and whatnot at that point until we got to the end, and I just started doing toggles, you know, which, yeah, all my likes and dislikes on here. Obviously, I feel like I want to talk about the romance. I actually went out today, and I went to a bookstore near me. I was looking for a specific book, but every time I go to a bookstore, I end up looking through the romance section. So I'm just like, I want to see, does any of this seem interesting to me? Can I read some kind of romance stuff? And I went and I read through it. I was just like, I was looking at the backs of a bunch of romance novels, every single one. I was like rolling my eyes at, like, oh my god, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yep. That's. Yep. Yep. Wow. The star-crossed lovers. Wow. Interesting. Oh, wow. They met and then one of them disappeared for 5 years and they met again. Interesting. Oh, one of them's down on their luck nobody and the other is a famous superstar. Yeah. Really interesting. And I was so I was so uninterested in all of it. I feel like I just need recommendation. I feel like I just need people to give me recommendations. Like, I just need people to tell me, read this book. Just skip to the goon scene. No, I don't even like the goon scenes. Like, sex scenes don't do it for me. They don't do anything for me. I get to them, I'm like, yeah, okay. Here's like, okay, yep, now we're spending like 3 pages. Yeah, 3 pages of you describing how fucking big he is. That's, yeah, all right. Oh, well, yep, that's a lot of talking about wet folds and fucking warmth. Oh, yeah, oh, the release. Wow, all right, can we get back to the other shit, please? Like, I am very happy when a book just decides to cut to black on those things. And it's just like, oh, yeah, they grabbed my hand and I got warm inside. And then it's fucking instant paragraph cut to the next scene, and it's like, thank God, I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want to have to read that shit. My most asexual opinion. Can I? I'm gonna save this, actually. I'm gonna save this story. I have a better place to deploy this one. Oh, I will say, in case I forget it, you can ask me, what would I rather do? Would I rather... You can ask me, would I rather have sex or wash dishes in the future? And I'll have a story to tell. But, yeah, I need just, like, recommendation. I need people to just tell me, like, this is a good romance. I put my name on this romance. Maybe one of the book club members will recommend. Book club's next week, you know? So... maybe one of them, maybe the 3rd cycle, someone's going to recommend a romance book. That'd be nice. I'm not recommending. I know what I'm recommending. I was actually at the bookstore today looking for the book I was going to recommend. So, I'm pretty... they said they're not going to have it till May, which is fine. You know, I don't expect to win the very first book club games, but, yeah. Another sip of tea. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. Anyway, Then my likes, I actually changed, my likes I also changed last minute. I added in, I can't believe, I actually didn't have T on here. T actually was not listed on my likes. Instead, I'd written the DMC series, which was just bugging me the whole time because I was like, yeah, I like DMC, but I don't like go crazy for it. I feel like it's not, I feel like it doesn't really apply. And then I was like drinking, I was getting some tea ready, and I was like, wait a second. I didn't put T on my likes. What the fuck? Like, huh, okay. Brief part in some fan fiction you read. Yeah, I've also, like, the only romance I've ever read very consistently is fan fiction. Because it's like, these are characters I already like from a different thing. You know, I'm already invested in these characters. Asking me to get invested in characters specifically through their romance is such a hard fucking ask for me. Like, I'm genuinely just so, like, nah, man. I cannot get into these people. I don't care about these people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that this is the way it is, but I just don't care about these people or what they're doing or their stuff. Where's Neo? I slobber on that game's like, wow, I was going to add Neo, but okay. Last minute, I did consider adding a new section to this that was just like games I like, TV shows I like, books I like, anime I like, but there wasn't enough. It was gonna be like three entries in some and one in others, and I was just like, you know what, this is fine. I just wanted to keep it really general. Like, you'll notice I didn't write reading here because I'm like, I don't know, I'm trying to normalize in my audience that reading is normal and not a thing that requires stating I enjoy. You know. But yeah, I do slobber on Neo a lot. I gotta play Neo 3. I'm waiting for Neo 3 to go on sale, because $70 is pretty fucking expensive. And there's other games. Are there other games coming out this year I care about, actually? What else is even coming out? Is anything else coming out this year? I feel like there's not. Oh, there's Castlevania coming out. I'm really interested in that. I'm okay. I'm planning to play, I don't know when I'm gonna play it. I think not next week, but the week after. Maybe I will do it next week, actually. I want to play Castlevania Symphony of the Night. So we're gonna get to that next week or the one after. I'm not sure when, but I want to play that really bad. But yeah, that might be the only game. What games are coming out this year? Oh, you can literally see. Hang on. I gotta open a different window. Well, you know, I'll just close this window. Hang on. MGS4 release, yeah, that's the big thing. Yeah, that's the big thing. Hang on, games releasing 2026. What the fuck is coming out this year? Phantom Blade. That's a game I've been interested in. They list fucking the Google. Just hang on. Let me show you. Look at this guy. Look at this guy dead center right here. Ooh, baby, that's ooh, featured at the top of Google. Featured at the top of Google's games coming out in 2026. That's rough. That's rough, buddy. That's real rough. Anything else? Not really. This is kind of not a year I really give a shit about. Resident Evil was kind of my big thing. Resident Evil and Neo were my big things, and I didn't even end up playing Resident Evil. Or I didn't even end up playing Neo, so I don't know. If my tax returns hit and I can fully recover from this merch debacle, then maybe, you know? Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero is kind of the only other game coming out this year that I really care about. Because I really like the Wuxia aesthetic. But, yeah. Yeah, I'm mostly just going to be playing old games going forward. Like I said, I'm going to try to really lean into horror. And a lot of horror games I want to play are older, so, you know. I also gotta play, we're gonna play Resident Evil 6. I gotta organize that. I gotta try to organize that workout with the person I'm trying to play with. We'll see when that happens, but yes. Moving on, does anything else happen? The rest of this is kind of just, I think I talked about the ebook. I talked right at the start about the ebook. Play some Kingsfield. I played that like spiritual inspired by game of Kingsfield. What was it called? Like Lunacid? I've heard that's really close to Kingsfield, and I was kind of meh on that, so I feel like if I played Kingsfield, I wouldn't I wouldn't be having the best time. You know? We'll see though. I don't know. Maybe I will. What else? What else do we have here? big Souls fan. You know what? I don't like Demon Souls either, okay? I have been meaning to actually play Demon Souls. I'm thinking I'm just gonna beat Demon Souls off stream, because I was getting so fucking annoyed. Like, I beat, like I said, I beat Resident Evil Revelations off stream, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of boring. I'm not really loving it. But it's like, it's a lot easier to play off stream, you know? Nothing beats Peak Souls 2. You know, I've never actually beaten the DLC for any of the Souls games, which is why I'm like kinda, I want to start the full series playthrough soon, but I'm like debating, should I just play it straight or should I do like a randomizer run? Because like, I feel like doing a randomizer while I haven't beaten the DLCs is kind of cheating. But it's also like, I'm not sure, you know? We'll see, I'll decide. That's gonna happen sometime this year. I don't know when, but eventually. Yeah, the ebook. Have I missed anything about the ebook? Blind randomizer could be funny. It could be, yeah. Am I missing anything about the ebook though? I don't think I am. I think I'm like... Also, you guys probably just saw me check my Twitter a second ago. Sorry. You saw me check my Twitter and see I got followed and like, oh, I recognize this person. But yeah, I kind of talked entirely about the ebook. Ebook was very much so just like, it's been just weeks of little combing through it. Like I said, I made a lot of small edits, like I said. I found out, it's kind of funny actually, I found out I actually misspelt the very first page in the ebook after the table of credits, where it's like the terminology page. I found out I misspelt terminology. Like it's supposed to be an I, not an A, and the reason I misspelled it is because Google Docs did not correct it. Google Docs did not correct it because it assumed I was talking about there is a rapper named terminology with an A, and I guess Google just assumed I was referring to him and not the word terminology, and I was like, it's been misspelled for 2 years. God damn it. But yeah, there was a lot of random formatting stuff that gave me trouble. Like I kept having trouble setting up Google page breaks, and like I said, the biggest trouble just came from trying to export as an EPUB through Google Docs, because it just does not. I don't even know why they have that option. It does not work at all. Oh, autocorrect getting worse at spelling. Wasn't it? Yeah, no, it sure does. Pretty rough, but yeah. It's interesting because I think I actually spent less time rewriting the ending than I did writing the original ending, because it was just flowing so much better. Like the reason the old ending sucked so bad was because I kept getting stuck. I kept not knowing what the fuck I wanted to do. But with this, I also didn't know what I wanted to do, but I had like a clear vision, right? I saw the horizon and I knew what it was going to bring me. And it was kind of like much easier to get there thanks to that. Famous for my love of the rap god, yeah. Yes, well known for listening to Eminem. I don't think I've ever really listened to Eminem actually. Maybe when I was really young, maybe when I was in like middle school, I think I listened to it because it was like all the pasty white kids listened to it, and I grew up in a shitty fucking backwater Long Island town, so it was all fucking pasty white kids. So I was just trying to fit in, but yeah, it was a really like what the fuck just moment. And then yeah, there's the new illustration in there, which again, I wasn't sure I was gonna do a new illustration, honestly. Like I was kind of sitting there like, should I do this? Would this be good? Would this look good? Like, I'm not even sure. And I wound up going through with it because I was like, you know what? I think it will look good. Because I finished so late, though, I had to just go to Assel, which I'm not complaining. I love working with Assel. They're fucking insane. You know what? This ties into the conversation about the merch, so we're gonna skip ahead to merch talk. The merch, like I said, I was at this last month. You'll remember my little break I took to go to LA. I was at the Drawn to Dawn concert of Takanashi Kiara and Nina Mae Inanes, which was really fun. And I brought to that concert, I have a little Kiara keychain that I brought with me. And I basically took a bunch of photos of that at all the different places I ate, which was Like none. I actually barely ate while I was in LA. I think I talked about this. I had like the one and only proper sit-down meal I had. Well, actually there was a couple, actually, now that I think about it. But there was only one where it was like a small enough group where I could take a photo like that. And I just hung my keychain off my straw in a Denny's. Wow, hung it off the straw in my iced coffee. And like, just took a photo and I was like, wow, this is really fucking awesome. And up until that point, I had like been settled on the fact that I was not going to do merch. Like it was just, I'm not going to make money on doing merch. It's going to be an absolute cost sink. You know, I might not even be able to hit black with it. I might just be in the red, depending. And I was like, you know what? No. I want to have merch. I want people to take photos of me at Denny's. I want people to do that same thing, put my fucking keychain around I want people to put my keychain around their straws in a Denny's and take a photo and send it to me. And I literally, I was on the plane, I think I might have been in the airport, actually. When was it? Let me check VGen real quick. Let me check VGen, and I can tell you the exact moment I DM'd Assel being like, hey, what are the odds we can do this? What are the chances we do this? Okay, it was March 31st. When was that? Okay, interesting. So actually, no. I got back home then. I got back home from the concert and had a full day of kind of just sitting around to decide, you know what, yeah, I want to do this. And it was really cool because I sent Assel the DM. She responded like, hey, yeah, I can do this. What kind of design do you want? And I did not have a design in mind. I was like, just make me a really cute chibi for a keychain. And she was like, yeah, okay, which one of these do you want? I picked one, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up, and the finished product was in my inbox. And I was like, what? 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 And I was like, yeah, thank you. Why were you so fast? You did this in like 12 hours. What the fuck? She was like, I was too slow, actually. I was actually too slow. I should have been faster. It's fucked up that I wasn't faster. I'm so sorry. I was like, what? Okay. And genuinely, if she'd been like a couple hours later, I think there's a good chance the merch wouldn't have been ready in time for debut. And I was prepared for that, admittedly. Like, I actually have... Where is it? I have the image. Because the merch arrived on Thursday, right? It arrived Thursday, and I wasn't expecting it to arrive because the, what's it called? This is what it originally, I originally made this graphic because I was so sure it wasn't going to arrive in time. I was like, okay, let me just make, this is just a graphic Woakri, like, you know, they just gave me a mock-up of what it was going to look like. I was like, I'm just going to throw something together with this. It looks like fucking dog shit, you know? I was like, you know what? That's just what I have to deal with. This was super short notice, I figured. And then, no, I like left Thursday. I was leaving to go on a walk because it was like super nice out. I was leaving to go on a walk. I'm walking past my mailroom and I see a box with my name on it. And I'm like, I grab it, run back to my fucking apartment, cut it open. There's the keychain. There's the fucking photo cards. I'm like kind of baffled by the photo cards because they are huge, but it's fine. I immediately like unwrap. I fucking open the stuff up. I take one of the photo cards, stick it in my wallet, fucking peel the protective film off one of the keychains, stick it on my fucking keys, and I don't even put it on my keys actually because I'm scared of it getting scratched. I put it inside my backpack in like a separate pouch that has nothing else in it, and I like take it with me on my walk. I walk like half a mile or so away, and then I walk about half a mile away. I sit down, I read for a while, and then I go. I tried a bunch of different photos, a bunch of different places for photos actually, including the same place I took the bookmark photos, but it was just way too windy. They weren't working and I wasn't getting good photos. I was like, okay, I guess I can't get perfect photos. And as I was walking home, I saw, where is it? Where's the debut merch photo? I saw this spot. I saw a tree that looked like it had rotted and like part of it had fallen off. and I saw it, had a crevice inside, and I was like, is that, like, I like literally walked over to it, licked my finger, stuck it inside the tree to see if there was a draft. There wasn't. I'm like, oh, and I immediately like set it up. It's perfect too. It was fate, because there was this little bit here where it was kind of poking up so I could hang the keychain off of it. There was the perfect nook for the fucking checky card to go into. It was actually perfect. It was actually the perfect possible. It was a miracle that it found off. It was fun. It was fun. The rot did call to me, yes, and I was so happy for it because it came out looking so good. And I got to read my book too. So, all in all, a great time. Was there anything else I talked about on stream? There was the schedule, which maybe I'll give you guys a little teaser for next week's schedule, right? I don't know that I'm going to do a second stream. I might try. I kind of can't because it's a Tuesday. I'm going to try to do as much of the RE4 randomizer as I can. I think that's going to be like just a 2-stream thing though. I debated whether or not, I'll tell you right now, if I don't end up playing RE4 randomizer again next week, instead, the game I had considered putting above it is a game called, I don't know if my chat is like a big fan of this. I know a lot of people are, which is why I wanted it to be my first week thing, but then I was like, well, you know, I want to play this stuff. A game called Fear and Hunger, which I've been seeing a lot, and I've been meaning to play for a long time, and I finally was like, okay, I decided like a month ago, like I'm gonna play it after I debut, so I can kind of ride the wave a little bit. But we're gonna, if I don't end up doing another RE4 remake stream, we're gonna play Fear and Hunger next week. If I do end up doing it, we're gonna play it the week after. Yeah, it's apparently a very I see so much stuff about it. Like, I see so many references to it, and I'm like, this looks fucked up and really cool in a way I like. So, I'm looking forward to that. If not next week, then the week after. Just know the name? Yeah, I figured. But, yes. That's the current schedule setup. I actually haven't posted the schedule on Twitter yet. I'm probably gonna do that after this stream, though. Oh, but yeah, and the schedule too is like, hang on, I literally just have the schedule like blown up here. The schedule was kind of giving me some fucking issues because the schedule is made in Canva, right? Like, the original schedule that I had commissioned was just made in Canva, and I wanted to just do it like this, where I would have the new image here, and I knew it would be a lot easier to do if I just, because for a long time now, because the schedule I commissioned had like premium Canva features on it, I kind of haven't been able to download it directly. So what I've been doing is I've been like super zooming in on the screen as much as I can, and just taking a screenshot of the window and then cropping it in CSP. And that's how I've been because I'm not gonna pay for fucking Canva Premium. Are you out of your fucking mind? That's crazy. I'm not paying for fucking Canva, dude. I would take a screenshot. It looked fine. But now with this, because Canva doesn't have a function where I can skew images like this, I kind of was like, okay, I just need to be able to download this normally so I can edit these. And I had to hunt, because there were like premium features hidden underneath shit on this image. So I had to like delete everything on there and find where the premium images were hidden so I could delete all of them and download it onto my computer more easily. Which I did. It worked out. I managed it, and then I just, you know, this is just, I skewed an image in CSP, then I reduced the opacity a bit. And it's sitting on the chat window where y'all are right now, see? Wow, so cute, so lovely. Wow. But yes, one last nightmare for me to endure. And that was it. I think that was like all that happened on debut, right? Then there was the BRB screen, which I realized on rewatching debut, the music was kind of way too loud. So I'm gonna work on that next time. I reduced it a bit. Oh, also I meant to have the BGMs up on YouTube today, actually, but I made them square images. And it turns out YouTube automatically converts any square video under a certain resolution. It automatically converts it to a short, and I was like, I want this to be a normal video, not a short. What the fuck? And so I had to go and like look up like, how do I disable shorts? And it was like, oh, you can't. It's automatically a short. And so they were ready to be uploaded, but it happened in a point where I didn't have time to sit down and re-edit them. So I unfortunately just have to come back to it. They'll probably be uploaded tomorrow. Also kind of want to upload a short tomorrow. I'm gonna try to, I want to comb through the debut and like properly edit some clips. I've been considering moving away from DaVinci Resolve too, because I see a ton of like, I'm scratching my eye and it looks crazy on my model. I've been seeing a ton of like free asset packs go up for Premiere, and I kind of want to tap into that. So I might pirate a copy of Premiere and try to hop on that bandwagon instead. I'm obviously not paying for an Adobe product. You're fucking insane if you, I've never paid for an Adobe product in my life, and I never will. I never will. Sorry, never happening. Time to visit the Bay. You know it. Oh, sorry, I'm clicking around. I'm like reflexively addicted to fucking Twitter and shit. I will reflexively, if I see the fucking Twitter tab open, I'm like, ooh, Twitter, click. And it's like, oh no, I'm addicted to doom scrolling. No, I'm gonna hide the window capture. We're done with this anyway. I'm gonna just hide it so you can't see it. Also, my short posting kind of blew up a little bit. Like I gained like almost 100 subscribers on YouTube just from posting shorts, which was kind of crazy. I feel like I kind of need to keep on that. I tried reposting. Brain is a piece of black sludge it is. That's why I read so, that's why I'm so insistent on reading, is because like, I know if I don't read actual literature, my brain is just going to turn into actual genuine mush. It's just like, I will actually just, my brain will just melt out of my fucking ears. I know it's going to happen. And it's like, God, I don't look forward to it. Okay. I'm going to talk about one thing. I'm going to talk about a kind of serious thing, actually, because I think right now this is mostly just the regulars. So I'm going to talk about a somewhat serious thing. I'm talking about it now because I know you guys are really, really great about this, about kind of correcting people on this. Regarding my pronouns, I'm still NB, still non-binary, still mainly go by they, them, but I've been becoming more and more okay recently with getting he, himmed occasionally. I still don't enjoy being called a femboy, but it's like, my hope is to get a lot of new people coming in, you know, try to get more serious on like the growth side now that I'm debuted. You know, I want to try to get more into posting shorts and such. So I prefer to be called they, them in all situations, but if people start calling me he, him in chat, you don't need to correct them on it. I'm honestly more okay with it now because I have a lot of people I talk to IRL now who, you know, call me that, and it's like, I don't enjoy it, but I tolerate it, and it's like, I can tolerate it here too, you know? I really appreciate everyone who's always corrected people coming into chat on that, but you put down your weapon, soldier. The war is over, soldier. You can lay down your arms. Lay down your arms, soldier. Can you be homophobic? If it's funny, if it's for the bit. I'm sometimes homophobic for the bit. Only if it's a good bit. You can be mildly homophobic for the bit. If it's a bad bit though, I get to ban you. So be careful, you know. If you can make a good bit out of it, I'll let it slide. But if it's even a slightly subpar, if it's even kind of a mid bit, I'm hitting that ban button. They, them is a sign of a truth. They, them is fine are real ones, yeah. Yeah, I'm homophobic sometimes. I think it's kind of funny sometimes to kind of stare at someone and be like, gay? I cannot count how many times I've sent the fucking homophobic dog, the fucking homophobic dog gift to people I'm friends with. Just consistently, as often as possible, I'm sending the homophobic dog to people. I love it. Oh, it's so dumb. It's enrichment, especially if you're gay. Exactly. It's so true. So true. Homophobic dog image is actually one of my favorite GIFs ever. It's so fucking good. Oh. But yeah, that's kind of everything I want to talk about with debut. I'm sure more stuff's gonna come up and I will talk about it in the coming days, but that's kind of all I had on debut. And debut day was so crazy because it was like there was so much shit I wanted to get done that I just couldn't. Like, I really wanted to try to go shopping before debut actually, and I just didn't end up having time. Because I was like, oh, I have 3 hours until debut. I probably can go shopping. Nope. Random bullshit starts suddenly. Oh, I don't have a fan mascot page. Oh, I don't have... Oop, the format's broken on my fucking ebook. Oh, and also you may notice on Twitch viewers, you may notice there's now, the title has all the commands you can do in chat now. So anytime you want, everyone can now just post those commands in chat to immediately get access to stuff like that. Like the ebook, the merch, the Discord, trying to make it a bit easier to get those things. Yeah. trying to get back into this, which unfortunately means I'm gonna try to make a TikTok again soon. My last TikTok got shadow banned super hard, so I've kind of been very silently cultivating a normal TikTok on my phone for the last year, where I just like normal videos that I'm hoping the algorithm will see I'm just liking normal videos and they will just let me live. They'll just let me live this time instead of insta banning me. Why'd it get banned? I have no clue. TikTok fucking sucks, and people are leaving TikTok anyway at this point because it's even worse now, but it's like, whatever. I gotta post, I gotta grow somehow. I gotta achieve growth. It's been 4 years. I need to do what I can to achieve growth, you know? Homophobia, yeah. I am trying to plan, once I have some clips I can actually post, I do want to make a Red Note account, or a Zhao Hongshu account, which is sort of Chinese TikTok. I want to make an account on there. That's probably going to be an account that's mostly just me. From what I've seen, VTubers on there kind of just post karaoke or song covers, so I want to build up a repertoire of that, some short song covers I can post. So that's the goal at the moment. Homophobia, maybe. Yeah, that's... does anyone have any questions about debut? I'm kind of nursing a bit of a headache right now, which is kind of annoying, but I will answer questions about debut if anyone would like to ask some. Oh yeah, I can talk about the shorts, actually. Like I said, I've been posting the shorts. I kind of got way over my head with the shorts. Like, you'll notice the very first debut teaser short I posted was like me obscuring the model. Like, actually, here, I will literally just fucking, let's get the window capture back, and I will just fucking show it off. Hang on, not that. Here's the window capture. Here it is. Okay, so you'll notice, and let's zoom it up a bit. Nope, stop. What? Stop. YouTube Shorts is such a broken fucking website, and somehow their shorts page works even worse. But basically, you will see. Let me zoom in here. Make this a bit bigger. Or I'll just put it down here and make it bigger. Actually, yeah, there we go. Okay. So you'll see this very first short was me like swiping the camera around trying to obscure the full model so you couldn't get a full look. So I was like, oh, it's a teaser, right? It's a debut teaser. You're not supposed to see the full thing. I tolerate YouTube Shorts because it's all I use other than Red Note, because like I said, my TikTok got fucking banned. But yeah, basically this first short, I was of the mind of like, oh, I should obscure the model a bit, you know? Try to hide it. And then the next short is like immediately, you know, still zoomed in a lot, still like super zoomed in on what I'm doing so you don't get a full look at anything. But it's like significantly more is being shown, you know? And it's like I'm kind of leaning out of it a bit. And then, you know, the next short also kind of kept up with it. Next short was also like very... I'm like, this short was more so to highlight the room, actually, to highlight all the different elements of the room. but it's also, you can see it's like a full view of the face this time, like a lot less obscured for this. And then this short was just like, I'll be honest, I knew I was gonna post a short like very regularly leading up to debut, and in my this was the point where I ran out of ideas, where I was like, oh, I have no other ideas for what to fucking make for these shorts. Shit, okay, let me just post myself opening my own fucking microwave. And this wound up being one of the better performing ones. People really liked the fucking microwave bit. But yeah, then it just, every single one of these shorts basically was like probably an hour before each of these shorts went up, I was coming up with the idea for them, filming them, editing them, making them, and just fucking, you know, trying to throw it together. I never knew what I was doing for these. I would basically open VTube Studio, open the items folder, and scroll through it trying to see if there was anything I could use for a bit. And if there wasn't, I'd just sit there panicking. You know? Like, and then there was shit like, this was like, I had a headache and I was like, fuck, my head hurts. And I was like, yeah, I can make a short about that. I can make a bit about that. It's like, oh no, this was a bit I made actually because I got This was a short about me eating a bunch of Chinese chocolate bars, because that's something I did. I ate literally, were any of you here for the stream where I was literally reading the fucking expiration date on chocolate bars and I saw they expired October 23, 2023? I was like, oh no. Oh no. But you know, I've been eating them since then and I haven't gotten sick yet, so they're probably fine, honestly. You know, those Chinese chocolate bars are made to last. But yeah, basically I tried to, I haven't died, no. Well, I died in this, you know? But yeah, then there was this was like, this was the most successful bit until the next one. This restaurant bit blew up like crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why this is the one that blew up so crazy, but only thing to beat you was the 6-7. Yeah, that's why I spoiled it, because I was like, oh, let me spoil it in case he doesn't want to see. But then yeah. Yeah, though, the shorts were all just nonsense bullshit. Sorry to do it to you, but yeah, this was the one that got 67 likes, and I was like, it brain rots me so bad. I'm so fucked up. Literally, actually, genuinely, when I'm reading a book, if I get to a passage, if I get to a line where I see the words 6-7, or like 6 or 7, I will fucking take a picture of it and send it in the book club group chat, and I'm pretty sure they're all fucking sick to death of me. It's so bad. It was ironic at first, and then it became like genuine. Like, I actually do kind of chuckle when I see it now. It's so fucked up. It's so bad. I'm so fucked. I'm so cooked, dude. I'm so cooked. Oh. But yeah, then there was the final short, which this was maybe the worst performing short, surprisingly. Which kind of hurt. You know, it's like, oh, you got this really good performing one, then this is the one that I actually put like the most work into with filming. You know, I actually used 2 different scenes to do it. But yeah, the very last short, I filmed this in the morning and then locked in. Basically, I filmed this and then just immediately went on with it. Only reason you said homophobia in chats to edit Cruelty's message to be problematic? Oh. Real. Oh, you actually post an edit. Yeah. But yeah, this. Oh, I can actually show off some stuff. Oh, I can show some stuff off now. Okay, so a while back, I kind of promoted. We don't need to see that anymore. Thank you. A while back, I promoted one of Guppy's streams. Guppy is an idol I follow, and I happened to be featured on one of their streams. If I can find the video file. Where? Oh my god, I have so many videos. Okay, here it is.
Did your heart skip a beat?
Okay,
Do you feel
pause that. So I filmed this video for Guppy's stream, and it was literally just, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna use my new model for this. Seems like it'd be really fun. So let me turn on monitoring and play this for you, because I've never shown this on stream. I can also unprivate the karaoke stream now, so I'll play this for y'all real quick.
Did your heart skip a beat? Do you feel the walls closing in? Does the chill running down your spine drive you mad? It's no haunting, no trick of the light, no omen nor sign. It's the devil on your shoulder, in your ear, and on your screen. I'm your part-time pilot, part-time VTuber, and full-time devil, Zett Asteria, here to take your breath away. And I'm here to apply for the Sea Siren Shanty Maid Cafe. Among my talents, I consider myself to be a bit of a pro at video games. Oh, fuck! No! And I only had the old model to use, so there's just whiplash between the newly filmed bits and the clips I use. I'm scared to unpause the game.
I also love to sing and do karaoke. My biggest accomplishment, though, was running my very own maid cafe. What? Get that out of here. My charm point is the freckles on my nose and the ones on my hips. My finger heart of choice uses the middle and index. My favorite boba flavor is ube, and my favorite food, well, that's a secret. I hope you'll consider me for a position at the SSS Maid Cafe. I accept payment and falsified documents and health department contacts. Till next time, bye-bye. Yeah, I made that for them. It was really fun to make. I enjoyed it. You may notice my voice sounds kind of weird in it. That's because I filmed that in my closet. You'd be homophobic because I was so fucking gay. God. Well, that reminds me, though. I am going to go and unprivate. I'll post it in chat, too, for anyone who missed it. Last year, the Halloween stream I did, you may recall, was privated right after I did it, because that was actually the very first actual stream where I showed off the model. Last year on Halloween, I figured, like, I couldn't think of a good costume, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and make it, I'm gonna go ahead and publish it again. I'm gonna go ahead and, use this as an excuse for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and post it in chat. That's the Halloween stream. You can go and watch now. I sang a couple of spooky songs there. And you'll notice, I actually wonder how much worse, because for that stream, I was just using webcam tracking, not, I wasn't using my iPhone like I am now. So I think the rigging was, like, way worse. Yeah, wow. Oh, the rigging is really stiff. It's like, I'm like barely, wow. It's really bad, actually. The webcam tracking was so bad, dude. No, I decided to make that. I decided to do, use the model on that stream because I had just gotten the rigging back. I had just gotten the completed model with, like, all the finished rigging. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. And I can't use it until all the other debut assets are done. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking use it for this. And I used it in that stream, and it was very fun. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. But oh, yes, that's it was fun. It was a good time. I've had a plate of fucking when I came over to stream, I brought with me a plate of rice crackers. I have not eaten a single one this whole time. They've just been sitting here. Kind of pissed me off, actually. Just seeing them there, reminding me that I haven't eaten them. Ugh. Oh my god, I forgot my BGM is off. My bad. My fault. My bad. Anyway, that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of everything related to, is there anything else related to debut I haven't talked about? I will say it wasn't like I was working non-stop on stuff for the last month. Like, it was on and off. Like, obviously all the Go streams were me just working on this shit. Like, most of them, the second one was almost entirely me just proofreading the ebook. Like, just going through it, making the edits. The first one was mostly making the new like, also, you'll notice I completely redid most of the emotes, basically just to bring them up to, like, consistency with the new design. And also because I could do a bunch of them now with, I could make a bunch of them just, like, with the model now, which was a fun bit to do. But, yeah, I like this one. I like the new sob emote. I think it's really cute. But yeah, and that was it, kinda. Yeah, the new ones, yeah. I wanna make more now that I have, like, I don't know. I wanna try to make more because I'm like, I feel like I've got a good flow with it now. So I feel like I'd like to try to make a bunch of new emotes to just throw in there. You know, it seems like it'll be fun. You'll miss BMF. I had to remove BMF. I didn't have enough room. I'm sorry. I mean, instead of BMF now, you have the kind of the amalgamation combination of me and BMF. Zett Asteria. You kind of have that now. I know it's not the same, but I wanted to keep. It was kind of a replacement, which feels bad to say. I don't know. It's. I don't know. I think it's good. I think Freaksteria is a good enough. I think Freaksteria is a nice compliment to it, and it's not like BMF is gone. BMF is still in the backlogs. It's just I don't have enough emote slots to keep him. Unfortunately. But yeah, I threw those together at the very first go stream, then did the debut slides, then went into proofreading and retouching the ebook. And then, I'll say, the debut task CV was the cover that just didn't end up getting done, which is unfortunately. The tongue is just as full. Rip BMF. BMF will come back someday. I just gotta, like, work out how to actually make Daggerfall playable on stream, so it's not just me trying to grind running for a fucking hour. You know, I gotta figure out the strat to actually be able to progress the story. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm still working on it, but yeah. Anyway, I think, have I talked about everything related to Dave? I've kind of talked about, this week I haven't done much. Randomizer time? Oh, true. I could do that. But no, this week I kind of haven't done anything. I've kind of exclusively been working on debut stuff. Like, this week especially, because, like, this was the point where it really clicked for me, like, oh shit, this is happening. Like, this is no longer a distant thing that's gonna happen someday. This is happening in, like, 6 days. So I really just locked in this week. You know, I haven't been doing much reading. Like I said, I have the book The Terror that's so long that I need to be getting through. And I've barely touched it because I've just been focused. Like, anytime I had a free moment, instead of reading, I was fucking shrimped over my computer doing fucking, doing debut work. Doing debut prep, and it was like, God, I was either editing videos or, you know, working on the ebook or working on praying merch would arrive in time and thinking it wouldn't. I don't have a lot to talk about, I'm afraid. I wish I had I'll hopefully have more to yap about this coming week. You know, I'm gonna try. It's getting warmer out now. Today it was actually really cold. It was like 37 degrees today. There was fucking hail the other day, dude. It was actually unironically scary. Like, I woke up. I got woken up. I think Friday, actually. I got woken up to, like, the sound of banging on my window, and I opened my fucking blinds, and there's, like, marble-sized hail coming out of the sky, pelting. And I, like, look through it, it's pelting in my window, and I can look across the fucking parking lot and see it's pelting in my car, too, and I'm like, fuck! And then, like, a couple of minutes later, I get a tornado warning on my phone, and I'm like, fuck! I'm like, well, at least I live in a basement apartment, at least I don't have to go anywhere, but, like, holy shit, dude! Why is the world ending the day before my debut? Just parry it. I just didn't want my car to get, I was you, carrying your bag of hail in a hole. Formed. Thanks for dropping hail. Ugh. It was crazy though. I was planning to go out that day too. I was planning to go on a walk that day because I wanted to try to get more photos of the merch. But I couldn't because it was fucking hailing. it was crazy. It was so crazy. It was so crazy, but it's done now. It's over now. And yeah, everything worked out. I haven't been able to do anything this. I've been cooped up inside basically the whole week. It's so depressing. It's so depressing living like this. But I finally can stop living out like this. I went outside. I went on 2 different walks today. The first walk to pick up my books, the second to get lunch. It was really nice. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to go to Costco. I'll take more photos of Oshikatsu to share, you know. Other than that, I'm going to see Speed Racer in theaters tomorrow. I'm really excited for that. I'm really, really excited for that. I'm gonna talk about that a lot on Tuesday. And then hopefully Tuesday too, I can just like do some stuff before stream starts. Oh, you gotta go? Thanks for coming, Baki. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you have a good night or a good day, whichever it is at this point. Have a good one. Goodbye. I'm actually probably gonna end soon here. I know it's been kind of a short stream, but like I said, I don't have as much to talk about as I'd like. I'm kind of not carrying that. Like I said, I haven't done anything this week. So it's like, what the fuck can I even talk about? And it's nothing. I have nothing I can talk about. It's pissing me off. So I think we'll call it here. No stream tomorrow, like I said. I'm gonna try to upload a short tomorrow, though. I want to upload... I want to try to edit a bunch of moments from the debut, like I said, into nice little shorts I can post on YouTube and such, so I'm gonna do that. Also, I actually used the fucking highlights feature for the first time in like 2 years, and the entire debut is now saved on Twitch, in case you do not want to follow me on YouTube. If you have some blood grudge against Google, can't blame you, but it's on Twitch for good now, so it'll never be gone. And yeah, that's kind of it for me. I got a bit of a headache, honestly. I kind of want to go lie down. So I'm going to let y'all go here. Thanks so much for coming. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. Thank you for coming to my debut yesterday. It's been really fun. Truth be told, actually, I'm a little worried. I'll do a little, I'll give you a little hint of why I'm worried. I have not touched my gaming screen in over a week. I have not updated it at all. It is not up to standard with the rest of the... I'm so small here for some reason, and I don't know why. The chat isn't updated. It's still the old chat. I'm in the fucking void. So I kind of gotta do something about this before Tuesday. But, you know, that's for Tuesday. I'm just in the void now. I'm gonna go. Thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming over and chatting with me for a bit. I really appreciate it. We're gonna raid out now. Who to raid? I don't think I've ever raided this person. Is this... Someone's playing Elden Ring. Ooh, I like Elden Ring. We're gonna raid this person then. I must have followed them from some other raid. Okay, I'm sending y'all off. Thanks so much for staying and chatting. As always, where is the... Yeah, this is a good one. Here's the raid message for today. Thank you so much for coming again. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for chatting with me. And yeah, I hope you all have a really good day. YouTube viewers, again, sorry there's no raid there. If you'd like to join us on Twitch, you can join the raid here. Otherwise, I will see y'all on Tuesday for Resident Evil 4 Remake Randomizer. I'm really excited for that. I've tested it a bit, like I said, and it's pretty fun. Yeah, anyway, have a good night. Goodbye, bye-bye, bye.